Sanda City and I have been here for just over 2 weeks now, so I thought I'd better post an update video before it gets way too long. And I'm also posting a Q&A video alongside this one too, so please check that one out as well if you would like to hear some more details and information about specific things. So yes, please check that one out if you would like. But this one will be more of a structured video, just so I don't ramble on about every minute detail that no one wants to hear about. So first I will talk about what it was like to get out of the quarantine hotel and into Sanda City, and then I'll talk about the school, Arima High School, the students, teachers, what a typical day teaching at the school looks like, and then I'll talk about Sanda City and my surrounding area, and lastly I will talk about what I've been up to in my free time and the weekends and things like that. So I hope you will enjoy this video, so let's get right into it. Okay, so let's talk about getting out of quarantine. So on Sunday the 31st of October, it was our very last day of actual quarantine. So we all had to send at least one piece of luggage away. So I rearranged a few of my things in the luggage. So I sent away the luggage that was not, you know, as important as the one I was taking with me, just in case if it got lost or delayed or whatever. So I was taking one, sending one away, and I had my two backpacks, my backpack and like my hand luggage. So that was all good. So we did that on the Sunday, and then Monday, the 1st of November was Freedom Day. So at 8:30 we all had allocated time, so we had to meet in the lobby to check out. So people going to Hyogo, Osaka, I think Okinawa and Hokkaido were all meeting at about 8:30. So we had to hand in our card key and our smartphone, and we all sort of waited around together until we sort of got told that we could get out. So yes, Hyogo people and Osaka people were sort of in one group going on the shinkansen together. So because my luggage was so heavy, it was just a nightmare to carry. So even like I didn't even get out the second room of the hotel and my luggage was already causing problems. So I was like carrying my luggage, wheeling it through the door, and the wheels get caught on the door frame, and there was like a line of people behind me like trying to get through the door as well, like, you know, trying to get free. And my luggage wheels get caught, and the poor guy working like in the hotel was trying to like lift it up from the bottom as well, and it's just it's so awkward. And I was like, oh my gosh, like thank you so much. But yes, very embarrassing from the get-go. So anyway, apart from that, it was okay. And I assumed that we had to walk to the train station because it wasn't like that far of a walk, but I guess when you're having luggage and you're having at least like 20-30 people, it's a bit of a task. So I did see a bus out the door, and I was very relieved when I saw that, and I was thinking, yes, like we can catch the bus, we can get the bus to the train station, no problems there. So that was awesome. And to actually get out the door and feel fresh air for the first time, like I guess you just don't realize how nice having fresh, cool air on your face really is until you don't have it for 2 weeks. So that was like the best thing ever, like walking out that door, feeling the cool air and just, you know, breathing that in, and it was just amazing. So we get on the bus, and it's only like a 5-10 minute bus ride. We ended up going to the Tokyo train station, and we waited around for a little bit in our groups. We got given shinkansen tickets, but they're all randomly allocated seat tickets, so we couldn't really choose where we sat. So again, carrying my luggage around that train station, oh my goodness, I will tell you, like I hope there were no security cameras watching me because it was bit of a tedious task, I would have to say. So getting up and down the escalators, and like the wheels were getting caught. Poor people behind me were like bumping into my luggage because they didn't realize that my luggage was stuck, and Oh my gosh, it was, yeah, it wasn't the most pleasant experience navigating around that train station with like 30 kilos of luggage and everything else that you're carrying. But we made it. It was fine. Like, I was a sweat ball afterwards, but you know, it was okay. Everything was in one piece, which was good. Nothing broke or anything, and no one got hurt, which is the main thing. So we got on the shinkansen, and I didn't get a window seat. I sat next to somebody else on the jet program, but there were a few empty seats like in front of us. So when the train started to move, I just sort of sat near one of the window seats. But then about 5 minutes into the train ride, a lady working on the shinkansen spoke to me, and I think she said something like, oh, like the seats actually is reserved for people in the next couple of stops. So I was like, oh no, like, I'm so sorry, I just wanted to look out the window. But she was like, no, that's okay. So she reprinted me a new ticket with like a new seat, and she said that the window seat will be free like in a few stops time, because the person that was sitting there was going to get off. So I thought, oh, that was really great. So that was nice of her to do that. So I sat in the other, it was like there's 3 seats and there's like 2 seats. So I was sitting like in the window seat here, but then I had to move to like the aisle seat where the 3 seats are. Anyway, so that was okay. But then we were passing like around the Shizuoka area, and I looked out the window like opposite me, and I could see Mount Fuji so clear, and it was just so beautiful. The guy who was sitting by that window had gone to the toilet, and I was like, oh my god. So I went to take a video of it, because it was so big and so clear, and I like literally was like, oh my god, like I gasped, and like I think I scared like everyone. But the 2 women sitting like opposite me were like, oh, like looking as well, like they were getting their cameras out and taking videos and photos, and then I was like trying to get a good video. But then the guy came back from the toilet and sat right there, sat right down, so I didn't get a chance to get like a decent shot. But then he was like looking as well, like all excited. So I think it was a great bonding moment of us, of the two ladies and the man and myself over Mount Fuji and its beauty, and we're all like trying to take photos of it, and it was just great. So that was really nice to see that on the train ride. So it was about a 2.5 hour train ride, and we got off at Shinkobe station. So all of us going to Hyogo got off at that station. The Osaka people got off at Shin Osaka, so they went off for like a stop or 2 before us. So yeah, only a 2.5 hour train ride. I did buy a drink from the convenience store before I left, but there are like food trolleys like in Harry Potter that you can get food and drinks in. Which is pretty cool actually, like seeing them walk down the aisle with this cute little trolley. But I didn't get anything from there. I wasn't that hungry actually. But yeah, so we got off, and luckily there was an elevator. So me and a couple of other people decided to take the elevator and not the stairs, because like imagine falling down the stairs with 30 kilos of luggage. It would not be a good look. It would be an absolute disaster. So we took the elevator, and that was very good. And we met a few people, 2 people from, I believe they were from like the Board of Education or some like a Hyogo prefecture like office for the JET program, and they were all sort of checking us in. And then we went downstairs again, and there we met up with a man holding our name, like a sign with our name on there, which is cool. And then I saw the 2 teachers at the school I was going to. I got to see them for the first time face to face, because I had been Zoom calling them over the last few weeks via Zoom in quarantine, and it was just so nice to actually see them in person. So it was my supervisor teacher and the vice principal. So they came and picked me up, and we went in the vice principal's car. So that was pretty cool to go inside a Japanese car. I have been in like 4 now actually. I've been inside a Nissan, 2 Hondas, and a Toyota, and actually no, 5 cars, and I think another one was another Nissan actually. So that was really cool. Yes, so I've been inside 5 Japanese cars now, 5 different ones, And so we went, and it was very nice to sort of have a conversation with them in the car. I also received my Hyogo, which is like a stamp with your name on there that you have to stamp every morning at school and on official documents and things like that. So it's pretty nifty. I love it. I really love the Hyogo. And yeah, so I got that, and we just sort of chatted in the car. It was only like a half an hour car ride, and we quickly dropped off at my apartment to drop off the big luggage really quick. So like I literally walked in with my shoes on. I'm terrible with that. Like when I'm in a rush, I just don't think about taking my shoes off, and then yeah, so I had to quickly take my shoes off, go inside the house, and quickly drop my luggage off. Didn't even have time to have a look around or anything, just glanced at it, was very excited for the first impression, and then had to go back to the car and go to the school. So we were all sort of rushing around at this point. So we went to the school, and there like a bunch of teachers were sort of waiting at the staircase and at the entrance to greet me, which was so nice. That everyone's so lovely. And and one of the male teachers like went to take his hand like over to me, so I was like, oh, that's nice, like shaking my hand. So I went to shake his hand, and he was like, oh, like no, can I take one of your bags? And I was like, oh my god, could this like yeah, of course you can, but like I'm so awkward. But yeah, so he took one of my bags for me, that I like one of my backpacks, and I did shake his hand, but that wasn't what he was wanting to do. So anyway, we walk up to the stairs, and there's like lockers with indoor shoes, so I take my my actual shoes off for to put some slippers on, because in the school they only wear like slippers or Crocs or like shoes for only indoors, so not like sneakers or like work shoes. So I got given these temporary slippers that were like quite big and slippery. So I was like clenching my toes trying to walk in these shoes up and down the stairs and in the hallways, and I was just trying not to make an embarrassment of myself, but I had already failed at that from the staircase. So it was a lot of teachers. It was very overwhelming at first, like saying hello to everyone and like introducing myself and things, and as if anything else could have been more embarrassing, I tripped over this chair because I was wearing a mask and like trying to say hello to everyone, and I wasn't really looking where my feet were going, and there was this chair just in the hallway, and I was just like like anyway, so yeah, so that was embarrassing. So everyone played it pretty cool though, and you know, yeah, it was alright. Yeah, so that few days was absolutely hectic. So I also went to the city hall after that with one of the teachers, and we sorted out my resident card and a few other things, but we didn't get time to go to the bank because they close at 3 p.m. weekdays, so it was like way over 3 o'clock by the time we had sorted everything out. So we had to go to the bank the next day during the morning, but then one of the other teachers took me back to my apartment and gave me like a nice tour and showed me how to work the hot water, the electricity, that kind of stuff. And then she was very kind and took me to the AU store to get a SIM card for me. But the first one that we went to, which was just around the corner from this place, had no SIM cards. So I was like, oh, like it's okay, you know, like it's already quite late. It was like 5 o'clock at this point, I think, 4 or 5. And she was like, no, like we can go, it's okay. And I was like, oh yes, everyone's so nice. So we ended up going to this other AU store about 5 or 10 minutes drive down another area, and they did have SIM cards, but it took like a 2 hours application process. So I felt really bad. It was like 7 o'clock by the time we finished sorting out my SIM card. I did get to choose my phone number, which was great. So I chose my my phone number, it was very easy to memorize. So I've memorized that real quick. So that was a good thing. But then she was suggesting a place to go to dinner, and I was like, oh yeah, like let's go. But then I said, well, just letting you know I am vegan. So that kind of put a spanner in the works, and she was like, oh no. So I tried to like explain what that meant, and she was trying to suggest like places to go, and I was like, yeah, like I'm easy, like I'm sure they'll have rice, they'll have vegetables, like you know, it'll be fine. But then we ended up going to this Japanese place not too far from where I am, like a 2-minute drive. And she asked the waiter there if they can make anything vegan, like if they can make this chicken dish with no chicken, just vegetables and rice, and then like the side dishes. And he was like, yeah, like that can be done. So we ordered that, and she ordered her own meal as well, and it comes out with a raw egg all over the top of the main dish, and I was like, oh no. She was like, can you have that? And I was like, well, you know, eggs aren't vegan, like, but I can eat the sides and stuff, that's fine. And she was like, oh no, like she like took it up and she went to the waiter and she asked if he could exchange it for something else, and I felt so bad, like I just felt so awkward, like just I'm the most difficult person, and I don't mean to be, like you know, I'm happy with just plain rice sometimes. But then, you know, he got it changed over for a couple of extra things, and it was really good, and I just felt bad for making the poor teacher just go out of her way and feel feel like she had to sort of accommodate for me, which you know, I'm not too fussy. But yeah, so it was actually the first hot meal I had after quarantining, because all the meals there were all cold, so having that nice warm plate of rice was actually really nice, and you know, it hit the spot for sure. So it was a very nice first meal, and it was nice to get to know the teacher a bit more. So then she dropped me home, and yeah, and then yeah, again the next couple of days were just a process of going to the banks, going to fill out documents and things like that. So it was all really hectic. So yes, that was the first couple of days coming out of quarantine. It was just, yeah, I didn't even have time to sort out my apartment. I did it in dribs and drabs. Like I sorted out my toiletries first, slowly and but surely sorted out all the boxes that were left for me. I was very lucky and had like everything basically left for me. I had the fridge, washing machine, some utensils, a little bit of food, some toiletries, you know, this furniture set, a lot of things were left for me, so I'm very grateful. The bed was left for me too, some towels and things, but yeah, I only had to really buy just some extra things like a ironing board, and brought a TV recently. I brought a few extra blankets and towels and stuff, and yeah, but no, I'm very grateful for my predecessor, so thank you again. And all the teachers as well, thank you so much for setting the apartment up for me, making sure gas and everything was working beforehand. So I'm very lucky to have some great people here. So yes. Okay, so school life at Arima High School. So each day has 7 periods, and there's also night school that goes for 5 extra periods if people do night school. So it can be a really long day for some teachers. But typically I only have night school on Tuesdays until 7:20, and each period goes for 50 minutes. With about a 10-minute break between each lesson. So school usually starts at about like 8:30ish and then goes till 4:10, and then night school begins at about 5:40. So yeah, and then on Thursdays I have ESS club, which is like their English club, that goes till about 5:30. But between Monday and Friday, I can have anywhere between 2 lessons a day and 5 lessons a day. So it really does vary. And I work with about 7 different English teachers as well across the week. So I get to interact and see what their teaching style is like, and a lot of them have classes with a lot of different kinds of students, and their abilities are very mixed as well. So there's some really strong English speaking students and some students who may need some extra support and help. But it's a really good group of students in general. They're all so friendly and lovely and very welcoming. And all the teachers are very nice as well, and very supportive. So I think I'm slowly starting to get used to everything and have a bit of a routine. I will have to say though that Tuesday nights are really really tiring, but I'm very fortunate that the teachers have let me start my day Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at 10 a.m. in the morning to compensate for the night school hours and the English club hours. So that's quite good, but yeah, usually the day will begin at 8:20 till 4 on like a normal day. So Thursdays and Fridays begin at 8:20. So yeah, it's not too bad, it's quite good. So a lot of the classes have been studying for a test called the GTEC test, which is coming up in December. So a majority of the classes have been just working on their speaking, listening, reading, writing for this particular test coming up. So during quarantine I made a few materials for them to have some examples and to have additional support, and it's been quite nice to see them being used in the classroom, and I hope that they're useful and I hope that the students find them quite useful as well. But yeah, it's just quite good to see the teachers actually, you know, using some of the things that I've made. So that's really good. And in one of the first classes I had, the teacher had the students make a presentation for me. So they all had their own groups, and they all made these really wonderful cards, and they presented them in front of the class in English as well, and they're all so beautiful. So like they have some really cool drawings in here, all information about things, and just some really great, some really great writing and some awesome pictures. And I thought that was just so nice for them to make that. Like there's Japanese music, like look at this intricate art. Like this school is just full of really talented artists. Like it's just absolutely amazing. And there's this cute Japanese cute things. I thought that was really cute. And yeah, just amazing. And there's some Japanese chain stores as well, and that was a nice welcoming session. So the first week and a half I had been spending every single lesson introducing myself, and I made this PowerPoint during quarantine about myself. So I had like parts about Rockingham, my family, my pets, my work, my university, just, you know, just everyday things that are like pretty normal. But by the end of it, I was just getting so tired of talking about myself and just so bored about my own life. I was just so happy that finally I don't have to talk about myself anymore. And the poor students had to sit through listening like my presentation for like a good 15-20 minutes, and afterwards the teachers had the students ask me some questions. So they got into like groups and things to ask me questions either about my PowerPoint or just anything about myself. And I kid you not, at least about one in every class almost asked if I was single or had a boyfriend, if I was seeing anyone, or what I find attractive in a guy. And I was like, these students have no filters, but you know, I'll answer the question, but like crazy. Like wow. They all have great sense of humor as well, and yeah, they're generally really good kids. So yeah, that was good. But in general, the classes have been quite good. I've just been like reading out some passages, and the students have to repeat after me. I've been giving some tips about essay writing. I've been trying to explain things, and it's been quite difficult to sort of explain them in a way that is understandable for the students and not too quick or too complicated. And it's hard to sort of gauge if the students understand, because they're a bit shy, they're a bit you know, they're not confident in asking questions, even if they probably have some. I bet, you know, some students they do have questions, and some students do come up to me after class to ask me questions, which is good. Like I actually like that, because you know, it does help them to clarify things. But it's hard to understand during the lesson if they're understanding things and if you're talking and if it's actually being received. But anyway, I think the teachers were telling me that's pretty normal. Some of the students are really nice, and they like come up to me after class and ask me like, do I like Disney, or do I like photography? Like a student took me to her photography club after school one day, which was so nice. She showed me her photos that she'd been doing, and they had really cute cork boards with their pictures all displayed on there. So that was awesome. And I have also been to a tea ceremony club as well on Wednesdays, and that was really nice as well. So I got to experience the process of a tea ceremony, how they do it. It's very intricate, and there's a lot of like procedures and steps to do the tea ceremony that I just did not realize how many, like, you know, how intricate it is to do it. So that was really interesting. So yeah, the school is humongous. Like, it is about, I think, 4 stories, and it's like a big long building, and then there's like another building behind the first building, and it's huge. It's a beautiful school. It's got some greenhouses, beautiful flowers. It owns like some grapevines. It's a great school. So it's an agricultural school, so there's students that are in the agricultural side of things, where they do some flower planting and grow fruit and vegetables, which I think is awesome. And I have brought some vegetables from them. So I brought this giant Chinese cabbage and giant, I think it's a daikon. So I brought that, and I brought a sweet potato as well the other day from them, and just, it's awesome. I love that. And they also have like a big gym and a lecture theatre next to the gym, and they have like rooms for tea ceremony and for kendo as well. It's just a great school, and it's only a 20-minute walk from my apartment. So from my apartment, you just walk, it's like 2 streets down, but it's like a 20-minute walk, so it's not too bad. It's really good exercise from the start of the day till the end of the day. And there's a 7-Eleven along the way as well. If you forget to bring lunch, you can just stop off there, get a water, get some fruit, whatever, and you're on your merry way. So that's good. So all the teachers as well are just such hard-working people. Like, they work all hours of the day, they work weekends. They go above and beyond for students, for other people as well. Like, it's really, really nice to see, but also you kind of feel like, oh my gosh, you need a break. Like, please just rest for a second. Like, you know, but I think it's just, you know, part of their life, and it's just, yeah, I'm surprised at how much work that they do, and how they're not so tired all the time. I would be like absolutely exhausted if I was working like 8 or 8:20 each day until like 7 or whatever at night every day. That's just, it's exhausting. So hats off to them for all their hard work. Honestly, it's amazing to see such really hardworking people. And the students as well, like, they just are so into it, and you know, they're still very energetic and everything, and yeah, it's just really great to see like a community of people just all working so hard. And it's quite you know, it's quite inspiring, and I feel like I need to get on their level of being a hard worker. I need to prove myself. I need to work just as hard as everyone else. So I hope that I can, you know, be helpful for everybody and actually be useful. So Sanda City. So I have had the chance to explore around here a little bit. So about like a 2-minute walk from here is McDonald's, so literally around the corner. And then next to that is like a family mart. Opposite is 7-Eleven, and there's a shop called Kirando, which is like a beauty cosmetics with a little bit of food there too, so that's quite good. Most places open like 24/7, like the convenience stores, and most stores open till like 8 or 10 o'clock at night. So that's really good, especially when you finish school later. And then near the actual school, so like a 20-25 minute walk away, is the post office, and there's another grocery store, but that closes at 5 o'clock. And that's where I got my flowers from as well. Most of my flowers were from there. And the city hall is right near there, the police station, there's a hospital, and then about 10-15 minute walk, there's a Daiso, which is great, and right near that Daiso is a really good grocery store, which has all fresh fruit and vegetables. They have, you know, snacks, they have canned things, they have drinks, everything is just like a normal grocery store, which is awesome. So that's not that far away from me. And then from there, about like another 10 minutes away, is a secondhand store called Second Street. So that has secondhand clothes, electronics, things like that. So that's quite good. I got my snowboarding jacket from there. And then if you walk 10 more minutes from there, you'll find a place called Book Off, which is a secondhand bookstore with really good books, heaps of books, electronics and games, and I think some movies as well. So that's a really great store that I love. I love the they have like all different off stores. So they have Book Off, Hard Off, Mode Off, and something else, but it's all like secondhand books, electronics, furniture, that kind of stuff. That's where I got my TV from. I got my TV from a Hard Off in Woodytown. So that's Woodytown is like a 10-minute train ride, I think. 10-15 minute train ride. So I walked to the train station, which is a 7-minute walk from this house in Yokoyama train station, and then it goes Yokoyama Flower Town, which is awesome. It's such a cool train station name, such a cool city name. I haven't been to Flower Town yet, but I have passed it. So Yokoyama, Flower Town, Woodytown, which such cool names. So Woodytown, I walked about maybe 15-20 minutes to the Hard Off, and then from the train station, and then found my TV, and I walked back and caught the train back. So everything is quite nice and convenient. Because the train station's not that far away, you can also catch it to Sanda City train station, where you can catch like the JR trains to like Osaka, Kobe, all the main kind of cities. So everything is really nice and convenient, and I'm in a really good area. It's quite beautiful. There are lots of mountains in the distance. I'd really love to go to a mountain called Arima Fuji, which is not too far from here, so that's on my list of things to do as well, which is in this area. So yeah, this is a really nice city, and it's very, very beautiful. Lots of good convenient places, but it's also got some great nature. So it's a really good combination of the two. So I really like it. So the school has had some really awesome events even since I've been here. So on the first Friday, they had this after school event from about 5:30 till 8:30. And it was just, it was amazing. They had games that the parents and the students had organized. They had a tea ceremony, so I got to do that. They had all this beautiful student artwork and student work set up in the gym. So I got to see some of their sculptures and their tote bags that they had made, and they had music performances. So they had a few students performing, and they had a teacher performing too, playing the guitar. And then they had like a quiz, a music quiz, and bingo. So that was really great to sort of be involved in, and the students were all dressed up in cosplay. They had like Snorlax costumes and Charizard, Eevee, like onesies and things, and it was just awesome. So that was really nice. And then on the Saturday that had just been, they had their agriculture day. So their agriculture day was awesome as well. So I walked there in the morning. They had all these flowers for sale. They had like fruit and vegetables and things as well for sale. So I brought some sweet potato, and I also brought 6 different flowers that I could plant in the backyard. So that was awesome. So it's now an additional pot in my yard. So that is the 4th one that I've made now. So that's great. I really hope that they thrive with the rest of my flowers and parsley. So that's really great that they hold these events, and the students get right into it. It's really good to see. So on the weekends in my spare time, I've just basically been trying to set up this apartment. So my first weekend here, I spent weeding all the weeds and making the backyard look quite nice, and planting flowers and the parsley, and yeah, just maintaining the yard, which is good, and setting up all the furniture, making things how I like it. I've been sort of ordering some things from Amazon and going to the shops and everything to get the, you know, the odd additional thing for this house. to make it my own. So I'm pretty happy with the outcome. So on Wednesday the 3rd of November was Culture Day, which is a public holiday here. So I decided to go to Osaka and go to the Pokemon Center. But I actually had to wait 2 hours to enter the store because they had special tickets with times on there because of coronavirus. They had to sort of time everyone's entrance. So I arrived there at around like 4 p.m. and I had to wait until 10 to 6 to get inside. So I sort of explored Osaka for a bit, went to the Daiso there, and then by the time I did all that, I went back to the Pokemon Center. It was very, very crowded in Osaka, and I was getting slightly worried with coronavirus because everyone was so close together, but they're all wearing masks and everything, and their cases have been pretty good actually. Like, they haven't had many new cases. So that's great. So I got to go to the Pokemon Center. I had to really restrain myself and only buy the things that I really wanted. So I brought quite a lot though. I did buy quite a lot, but you know, it was like an hour away, so honestly it was worth it. And yeah, so that was awesome. It was great to go to the Pokemon Center. And my next thing to do is to go to the Pokemon Center in Osaka still, but the other one, they have 2 in Osaka. So there's the one in the train station, which is the one I went to, and there's the one called Pokemon Center DX, which has Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno as their mascots, and I really want to go there. So next time I go to Osaka, I'm going to go to that Pokemon Center. So yes, that is the next thing I would like to do. So that was awesome. I've been to Starbucks a few times as well. The lines are always so long there, but it's definitely worth the wait. The coffee is always delicious and I love it. I'm so happy that there's Starbucks. In that area, there's like 3 Starbucks, so you really are spoiled for choice of which one you want to go to. So yeah, only like about 15-minute bus ride, 15 minutes, is the Aeon Mall with the premium outlets. So that's really convenient, and the buses are really frequent there too. So that's awesome. That's a really good place to go if you want like furniture or electronics, Pokemon cards, Starbucks, you know, everything. It's great. So yeah, that pretty much sums up my first 2 weeks here in Sanda City. I really hope you enjoyed watching my video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Bye!